or
That's
what?
baloney.
I'm telling you.
That's baloney.
I
That's control.
I know.
I'd
That's
go
what.
somewhere different.
See,
I'd go somewhere different anyway.
that's how I felt.
You're not gonna, you're not gonna tell me when I'm ready. That's in God's time, sir.
Yep.
And just because I don't sit in the front row on Sunday does not mean I don't have a God of my understanding or a higher power in my heart and around me 24/7, not just on Sunday mornings. That's where it lies the problem. And you want to control how kiss my butt. No, that's not
See,
happening.
that's how I felt. That's exactly how I felt. I thought this is hit now. Now I'm starting to see something here. This is his ego, and I wasn't happy with it, and I was letting that get in the way of my relationship with God, and
Mm-hmm.
my spiritual healing and my tears. I mean it. I'm not kidding you, man. I there those songs. It's a non-denominational church. Here locally, and there was so much talent, and that music just kind of goes through your veins, and you're just sobbing. And yeah, that happened, and that is not. And I appreciate your honesty and support there, but I just felt like, you know what, this is becoming more about you instead of me and my relationship with what's going on in there, about God and what I believe the higher power can do for us.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I am very, very, and it's all growing. But something about today, I am very, very enamored by doing this. You doing this show and what you're doing and how open and honest you are about anything. And the things that you're doing for people is just mind blowing. And it's just like something about today. You were like choke wide open, and it's amazing.
Well, I'll tell you.
Very cool.
Oh, thanks, Todd. You helped me do that. It's you. Call yourself a messenger. I call yourself whatever you want. This show, I know you and I both get off here and go, "Wow, what just happened?" Because we really don't. To our listeners, we do not. We take a couple of seconds, before the show to get the cobwebs out of our throat and get some of that all cleared up from that morning sunshine. But we never know which direction this is going to go. And
No, we were going to talk about cigarettes.
well, we were, and now here we are. It's a short show. We can have part two. I'll have you on tomorrow or Thursday if you can do it, because
Mm-hmm.
there's so much I wanted to talk about, and I'm looking at that clock and I am like, how could 30 minutes have gone by? And so I promised I wanted to close the show with this sweet story, and then I'd like
Do
for
it.
you to say a couple of things about it, and then we'll close the show. Okay, Todd?
Wrap it up.
All right. Now I'm going to try and get through this without crying, especially after what you just said. So let's see how I can do. It occurred to Pooh and Piglet that they hadn't heard from Eeyore for several days, so they put on their hats and coats and trotted across the 100-acre wood to Eeyore's house. Inside the house was Eeyore. "Hello, Eeyore," said Pooh. "Hello, Pooh. Hello, Piglet," said Eeyore in a glum-sounding voice. "We just thought we'd check on you," said Piglet, "because we hadn't heard from you, and so we wanted to know if you were okay." Eeyore was silent for a moment. "Am I okay?" he asked, eventually. "Well, I don't know, to be honest. Are any of us really okay? That's what I ask myself. All I can tell you, Pooh and Piglet, is that right now I feel really rather sad and alone and not much fun to be around at all. Which is why I haven't bothered you, because you wouldn't want to waste your time hanging out with someone who is sad and alone and not much fun to be around at all, would you now?" Pooh looked at Piglet, and Piglet looked at Pooh, and they both sat down, one on either side of Eeyore in his stick house. Eeyore looked at them in surprise. "What are you doing?" "We're sitting here with you," said Pooh, "because we are your friends, and true friends don't care if someone is feeling sad or alone or not much fun to be around at all. True friends are there for you anyway, and so here we are." "Oh," said Eeyore. "Oh." And the three of them sat there in silence, And while Pooh and Piglet said nothing at all, somehow, almost imperceptibly, Eeyore started to feel a very tiny little bit better, because Pooh and Piglet were there. No more, no less. And we know that is A.A. Milne. And I think that speaks volumes of this loneliness and sadness that people feel desperate, whether they fill themselves up with chemicals, whether they just sit in alone and cry over spiritual readings like I did. We need one another. And if we do nothing else, reach out to that friend you haven't heard from in a while. How about you, Todd?
We have to. Human beings have a natural instinct to bond with one another. And you'll hear and see people say, whether it's in person, social media, what have you, I hate people. I don't like being around people. Well, that's a lie, because you're doing what you're doing right now. You're seeking attention. Some people get to the point where even negative attention makes them happy. Me, not so much. I think it's vital for anyone to have a good support group, to be, just be themselves. You don't have to put a mask on to portray something you're not. And I honestly believe this. It's an attraction and not promotion. The right people are going to come to you. When you put a fake facade up, you're going to get fake people in your life. It's just that simple. If you're you, just be you. You know, and I read that thing all the time that Laura wrote. It says, I think a hero is an ordinary individual who finds strength and persevere to endure in spite of overwhelming obstacles. Christopher Reeve wrote that. A man that was quadriplegic, you know, for the most of his adult life after playing Superman. How ironic.
Yeah.
But he never gave up, never quit. You know, in today's society, in today's world, just be you, man. Just be yourself, and I promise you, you're going to be that much more happier. All your quirkiness, your awkwardness, your goofiness, whatever it may be, when you find the right people, it doesn't matter. Those who care don't matter, and those that matter don't care. It's just that simple. Just that simple.
You take my breath away every single week. I love you, Todd.
I love you, Aunt Bev.
And I do like being called Aunt Bev.
Auntie
Bev. I love you. Hey, if you're listening, Todd and I thank you. We do this for each other, for you, for others, for those that we're reaching across the planet. Thank you for listening. I hope that this might inspire you to either help someone or yourself, most importantly, so that you can be strong enough to be a hero, the kind that Todd talks about. If you're afraid, do it anyways. We call that courage. If you're feeling lonely and sad, nobody loves you, we do. Love you.
Have an amazing day, everyone.